Hello, Hollywood party people. Seth Jaret from Content Engine here. Wanted to talk to you about what I call the micro audience and the rise of the micro audience. So, going forward, content creators have to be cognizant of their audience. And the future of content creation and IP creation is really going to be, I predict, lots of pockets of what I call micro audiences. And micro audiences are audiences that spring up around new IP and new expressions of IP or intellectual property. So when a content creator wants to create something new, they have a new idea for a movie, for example. What's appealing to the studios, to the networks, to any of the mass media producers and distributors is audience. They want built-in audience. They want proof of concept. They want things that they know there is a big catcher's mitt out there. There's readership. There's a best-selling book. That's why they're remaking so many different things. It's this notion that if there's a pre-established awareness, if there's a pre-established brand, that there's an audience out there for this content that they're going to produce on a massive level, spend on average $100 million to make and market, and there'll be an audience out there to receive it. Well, in a lot of cases, this has been a fallacy because the studios aren't connected really to the creative reason why they're remaking things or why they're making underlying IP. There's just the business acknowledgement that, it's established in another sphere, so there must be audience out there. There's some level of security. Where in truth, there has to be a creative, spiritual, zeitgeist connection to material that is being remade. There has to be a want to see, there has to be a desire, there has to be a reason, a raison d'etre, a reason for being, for IP to be made, especially on the level that they're making it. So this brings me back to, as a content creator, what does that mean to you? Well, what it means is you have an idea for a movie, but it's new, it's something innovative, it's fresh. You have to go out and start to express that IP on platforms where there's low barriers to entry, there's low costs of expression, and you can start to foster a micro audience around that IP. Now, initially, these micro audiences, if the IP is working right and is appealing, will create a self-sustaining audience where their attention, maybe their subscription, their contributions will support the continued making of this IP. So we're talking about starting small, whether that's a few hundred people, a few thousand. You're starting with a fan base for that IP. And ultimately, you're starting on the fringe. The best kinds of things start on the fringe. It's the fringe that ultimately moves into the mainstream and has a organic growth from the outside in. When studios are making and marketing movies, they need their projects to appeal to as broad an audience as possible. 4 quadrants, young and old, male, female, the 4 quadrants. They need it to appeal to everyone. So you either have to make things for everyone or make things for someone. But as a content creator in the new mediaverse, you have to be very specific about the audience that you're targeting because you can't appeal to everybody. You can't target everyone. There are limited channels of distribution. So the way to do it is focus on your audience, identify who is the audience for your new IP, target just those people, create, cultivate, and establish a micro audience, an interaction, an engagement. And what you'll find is that micro audience ends up being evangelizing of other people. If people are really participatory in your IP, if they're engaged, if there's true resonance in what you're doing, that micro audience will start to evangelize others, and that will create a larger and larger micro audience. And eventually will grow to a place where you can migrate that IP that you've established with an established audience to traditional media, to much bigger modes of production, television series, film, franchise, and the best part about it is there will already be a participating, interested, engaged audience waiting, like a catcher's mitt, for the broad version of the expression of that IP, for the big tentpole movie, for the TV series. And really that's what you need for any of those things to be successful anyway. So audience engagement, evangelizing the group of fans that you start with, focusing on a niche, identifying your audience, knowing who it is, targeting them, building a micro audience for your IP on your own as a content creator. That's the way of the future. Talk to you soon.